this one's rolling. What is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Prog Pod, the podcast all about progress. Today I'm excited to be joined by Heeva and Coco Olive. Heeva is an independent music artist, and his wonderful wife is a fitness instructor. So they're both grinding, they're both living their passion, living their dream together. They're married, by the way, that's why the same last name. So I'm really curious to learn about what your family dynamic is like, what your relationship with your passions is both like, how you're both able to work so hard about things that you care about, and also make time for each other. What is it like being married to someone who is as ambitious and motivated as your partner? Anybody could go first on this one because it goes both ways, right?
Yeah. It's honestly, I think it's inspiring and it like motivates me more because to see him make like achieve stuff that he like has always wanted to from what he's told me, it motivates me like, oh, if I set that kind of goal, then it is achievable.
Right.
If I work hard, because I'm seeing it firsthand with him.
Even though you work in different like industries, it's still the same work ethic and mindset.
Yeah.
That's cool.
No, I totally agree with what my wife said. And I've seen one thing that I feel like a lot of married couples have a challenge with after they get married is each partner has their own passion, and then if one's excelling and the other one might feel like they're not doing as good as what they want to do with their life.
So like comparison.
But I think with us, I've never really felt that way. I'm sure Coco's never felt that way with my music. I've never felt that way with her, her fitness. I think like she said, it's for us. It's just inspiring. It's not a competition, but she does great at what she does with her teaching and everything, and just seeing that. It does drive me and it inspires me, but it's just like because she's who I want to see win more than any other person in the world, and so it just makes me happy. It makes her happy when I'm winning, and so
that's sweet. Yeah,
it's love.
It's like you get to be each other's motivation.
Yeah.
That's dope.
That's nice.
So how did you discover your love and your passion for music, Heeva?
Really, I've had a love for music since I grew up. I was always singing in church and stuff.
Yeah.
I used to go to sleep listening to the radio. Shout out U92. That was the radio station I would listen to.
That's cool.
So just falling in love with music that way, and then I was always singing. I don't know when I thought I was like good at singing or anything, but when I came back from my mission, we went into quarantine. And then that's when I started songwriting. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna mess around. Wrote a few rhymes. A lot of my first stuff that I put out I look back at it now and like it was absolutely garbage. But just like anything else you do in life, you just keep practicing, repetition, and eventually it got to the point where it was something people wanted to listen to.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is fun. And then
I was listening to You Did It To Me all the way over here.
Oh yeah.
I love that one. I like that one.
Shout out to you, bro, for rocking the new single. Yeah, new single's out now. You Did It. Go stream that.
I like that song. That one's cool. And I love what you said about having the courage to start. Mm-hmm. I think that's the main thing. And you are a good singer. If you need somebody to tell you, you really are, dog. So it's paying off.
Appreciate it, bro.
And Coco, to you, when did you start to fall in love with fitness?
Honestly, my whole life I've been active.
Yeah.
My family's just always been into sports and stuff.
Sure.
But I don't think I started loving it until, honestly, probably college. Mm-hmm. So I started, like, in high school, I played different sports. Sophomore year, I decided to play basketball. Okay. And I played through high school, and then I played 2 years of college, like a junior college. And then I went on a mission. And when I came back, I was completely out of shape. And I was, like nowhere close to where I was. So getting back into it really made me appreciate fitness and like appreciate my body and appreciate like the ability I have to move and stuff.
Yeah.
So like being in college, fitness was all I had. Like I was far away from home. That's where it started. Fitness was like my getaway. I'd go on a run to clear my mind. Or,
it's
like,
good stress relief.
Go like shoot some baskets to just like get away from everybody.
Yeah. And
then after my mission, getting back into it, took me back to my happy place. I didn't have the stuff on my mission that I had that made me happy. So I would just go on runs again and then get back into it. And then after that, I was like, oh, I love it. It like changed my life.
Yeah.
Made me so happy. I want to share with others. And then I became a fitness instructor.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You get to do it now. Every once in a while, I see on Heva's story,
Yeah.
just like a little video of you, and you're like shouting and doing I think it's so.
It's so
cool.
fun. Yeah.
Crazy,
It's so fun, dude. So how did both of you now are in a position, which is a blessing that not many people get, where your passion is starting to make you a little bit of money, and so that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. How did you start to transfer over to where this thing that you love and want to give your life to is now giving you some rewards for your efforts in return?
It was a really slow start for me because at first and still now, I mean, I just keep putting out music because I love putting out music. I love working on stuff. I love the process of creating something, working on a project.
Yeah.
But then with me, I use a distributor called DistroKid.
Sure.
And so I send my music into them, then they submit it to different platforms like Apple Music and Spotify and stuff. But it takes months for like the streams and like buys to like actually even out, and then for them to send through like checks and stuff. And so like I'll go in, check my DistroKid like every 2 weeks or something to see if there's money coming in
every
from
2 hours.
from
going every 2 hours.
Nah, bro, because like the first time I ever seen any money come out of my music was like maybe 6 or 7 months after I even released.
Deep into it? Wow.
Released anything. That's what, because every time I would check, I'd be like, it'd still say like $0, $0. So yeah, but then after that, it was like it started being consistent. Like people was and it feels good because you're like, oh, people are actually listening.
Sure. Yes.
And yeah, I mean, so it was a really slow start for me. Coco, she makes a lot more money doing fitness, and hers just comes in a lot more consistently. But yeah,
it's still cool, man. It's still cool and it's amazing that you have the faith to keep on going. I mean, 6 or 7 months down the road, some people would have given up on it.
Yeah.
They say, you know what, I'm not made for this. I must stink as a singer, and then they give up. And those people never make it, but you will because you keep going.
Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, that's
cool,
beautiful.
man.
And I listen to your music too, man. Like it's
Thank
good
you,
music.
bro. Thank you.
It's cool.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think everybody with everything that they were like when they first start making music, start classes.
Yeah.
It's just like your family, your like your
Yes.
friends
Yeah.
that you still have.
I know for me.
Yeah. That are like listening to your stuff, coming
Right.
to your classes, and then sometimes you're just like, okay, like this is cool and all, but like,
Sure.
am I gonna get bigger? Like, is it?
Right.
Are there gonna be people who I don't know who like want to listen to my music or come to classes?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think like at the start is when you like gain a love for it, because like your family, your friends are like sitting there hyping you up,
Yes.
so you feel good,
Right.
and you're like, if I could actually get people outside of like my little box
Yeah.
to feel the same way, and like do that for the rest of my life, it's like it's so motivating. Like
Yes.
for me to be able to love getting up and like doing what I'm doing each day is such a blessing,
Yeah,
because
not
I
many people
hated
have.
waking up and going to like a job for like
Right.
9 hours and like not loving it. So it's so nice to just wake up and be like, oh, I'm doing what I love today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that, both of you. That's really cool. That's a cool thing that you have. For me, I still remember practicing speeches in my living room for just my family.
Yeah.
Like we had family home evening, and family home evening was me like practicing to talk.
Yeah.
And then now, yesterday I spoke to a group of like 300 kids. Today I spoke to a group of 200 kids
It's amazing.
on suicide prevention, and so
That's
I
dope,
mean,
bro.
that's still in a couple hundred.
Yeah, but
That's
congrats,
awesome,
bro.
yeah.
But it's-
That's amazing,
it's progress,
bro.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's what
that's
this,
awesome.
this podcast is about, is progress. And that's what our life is about, you know, on a bigger scale, is having the faith to keep on pushing forward. And eventually, it catches up with us. Our efforts, our hard work, our faith. So,
I think the hardest part is like getting away from people who don't like appreciate, like they're not trying to be rude,
the
but
haters.
like the haters basically.
Yeah.
Like there's some people that come to class and they don't like my personality, or some people listen to his music and it just like
Doesn't
isn't for
resonate with
them.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get past like I'm still awesome. Like,
Yes, yeah.
It's just those people that don't like me. Like I don't
Right.
know. That's
Yeah, no, it's
that's
tough.
hard.
Take a lot of L's.
Right.
But then yeah, like my wife said, and I know it's cliche, but it's just really how you get back up and keep going. But because I mean, I feel like I'm nowhere to be like talking about like making it or anything. But I look at where I'm at now compared to where I started when I was living with my parents, and then I'm proud of where I've come this past year and a half or so, and the difference in my music. But yeah, it's tough. It really is tough. There'd be a lot of haters, bro.
Yeah.
Like and you like I'm not even like mainstream, and I
Right.
can't even imagine what people like
The
that
hate
get.
that you get when you
But
were
I mean,
big.
it's really just learning to ignore it, because ignoring is tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
But that's true, man. I feel like you start getting hate once you actually start
making noise.
making a difference. Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. That's right. Because if you were nothing, if you had literally 0 listens, you'd have 0 hate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I think a lot of it's jealousy too.
Yeah.
Like you having the faith and the confidence to go after your dreams. People who don't have the faith to go after their dreams, they have enough time that they're gonna be telling you things. So how did you two meet, and how long have you been together now?
You want to tell?
Sure. So it was actually, I was on my mission.
Sure.
We both started a mission for our church, and he was on his mission.
A little mission romance, okay.
We were in the same mission.
Okay.
He was serving in Papua New Guinea with my cousin,
Okay.
who I'm really close to. I was in Brazil, and I just remember my cousin was like, "Hey, you gotta like hook up with like a fan when you get home," and then just like
He sings in the shower.
Exactly, he sings in the shower.
I heard him sing while he was in there, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, so we just came home. He did the
Wow.
simple slide in the DM.
Yeah, man.
It worked.
It worked.
Damn. I thought that never works.
I was real smooth, bro. Y'all take notes, man. It's just the courage, like we talked about.
Yes,
It's just
it is.
actually working the courage up to do it.
Nah, that's true. Yeah, that goes for a few things, not just business but relationships too.
Yeah, it's true.
For sure.
That's cool. So, what are some struggles of both of you? First of all, managing like this new relationship and also working hard on your passions, and the family dynamic here is different than like the stereotypical norm. Society wants it to be like the man makes more money. It has to be that way. The woman stays home, and your family's not that way, but it works out still.
Mhm.
Share about how that works for you.
Well, I mean, it's real tough for. Okay, so for me personally, why it's tough is because I'm still working a 9 to 5. I work for the church, but and I have no problem with working with the church. I was literally telling my wife this the other day is devoting my time to a 9 to 5. And so you have to stick in a 9 to 5. Sometimes, I mean, especially if you're married and you have obligations, you have bills to pay, you don't live with your parents.
Sure.
There's no just staying at home and making music no more.
Yeah.
I got a wife, and we're both depending on each other. It's not she depends on me, or I'm just depending on her. We're both bringing what we can to the table,
Yeah.
and supporting each other. But I feel like doing my part and working in the 9 to 5, getting the money that we need that's necessary to still pay our bills, and then also studio sessions cost money too.
Yes.
You know.
So you're investing into your craft at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah. So really, what it is just working that until we get to where we want to be. Because Coco has a job too. She works a part-time job and also does business. I mean, her fitness. So that's kind of like works out to be full-time.
Yeah.
And so it's really, even though we're in our 9 to 5s, it's just grinding it out until you get to that point where we want to be. But
And
yeah,
even
man,
past
I love
that.
it though. I love it though. I think there's beauty in the struggle. Beauty in the struggle right now. Doing this together, because if we were doing this alone, it would just suck. But I get to share my ideas with her. She shares her ideas with me.
Absolutely.
She choreographs different tracks. I write songs.
Right.
I say, hey, what do you think about this rhyme? What do you think about this
Yeah.
beat? If you heard my song Smile,
So
Coco chose the beat for that song.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there on the bed going through songs, and I pull up one beat, and then I said, what do you think about this beat? She's like, oh, I really like this one. Like, she was really rocking with that one.
Yeah.
So I sat there right there. I wrote the first line, head up, I'ma walk around the block. And then, yeah, so, and it goes like that. And then
It's very catchy.
Coco actually choreographed a fitness track that's like used in different states to Smile.
That's the ultimate collab.
No, it was
like a
like
baby.
It's like her baby,
Yeah, it really was. It was a baby from our minds, bro. Because
Yeah.
it started right there on that bed. We were sitting there. She chose that. She chose the beat.
Yeah.
She chose the beat. I
I'm sorry.
I wrote this. Sorry, I just barely got sorry, I didn't. That
Nice analogy.
Yeah, that ain't.
You're married. It's fine.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I know we have no underage viewers or anything, but yeah, it came out of my head, and then it came out of her head.
Yes.
And then so now her track that she choreographed to Smile is all over the format in different states.
That's so
Crazy.
cool. It's so
It's
cool.
fun, yeah.
I love what you said earlier about beauty and the struggle.
Mhm.
And I can really see how your relationship is stronger and how it's grown closer because of the work that you both do.
Mhm.
And it's almost like you have a built-in cheerleader in each other as you're
Yeah.
doing that.
Mhm.
So how are some ways you like to support each other?
I think the biggest is just like trying to make it to everything that we can, and then understanding when we can't make it.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when we were just dating, he had like a show, I had an event or something the same night, and we wanted to make it to both, but we just
Yeah.
couldn't. So it was hard, it really was. 'Cause I was
Yes.
like, oh, I want to go cheer him on, he wanted to come support me.
Right.
But just being there for each other and understanding when we can't be there for each other,
Mhm.
I think is, I love that the
Yes.
most, how we support each other. But
Mhm.
Yeah. And I think we both got to the point where we both came to a realization that we both want to be there for each other. Like, I was trying to make it to everything that she could, that I could, and then even if it meant like putting aside some of my stuff that I wanted to, but then she told me, she's like, you need to take time for yourself.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I love that about her because she's always reminding me
Wow.
that like I gotta take time for myself, and then also I gotta remind her too because she
Yeah.
because she's missed a lot of opportunities coming to my stuff. I've missed
Yeah.
opportunities going to her stuff. But I mean, and there's, and when you love somebody, you make sacrifices
Yes,
for them.
absolutely.
You love somebody, make sacrifices for them. But we both came to that point, like Coco was talking about, where we both realized that, okay, I'm not gonna make it to this because I gotta do this for myself. You gotta make time for yourself
Yeah.
so that you can, because if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody else.
Wow.
And so,
Yeah, that's powerful.
yeah, I just think it's hard that he's not going to be successful if he's like giving away all those opportunities for me.
Right.
I'm not going to be successful if I'm giving all of my
Yeah.
opportunities.
And then there could be resentment there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But because
Yeah.
you really
Yeah.
love each other, you're able to say, you know what? Go.
Yeah.
Go and do your thing.
Yeah.
You know?
mhm.
Because that's the only way both of you could really be happy is when you're sharing and supporting as you can and both, you know, pursuing your own passion.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's cool that you figured out that balance, or you know, at least I made a lot of progress in that balance so early on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're still working on it.
We're
But
still-
yeah.
yeah,
I'm sure it's a
something we're
daily
working
Still
on.
working on it, yeah, because time is crazy. It's hard to manage.
Absolutely. Yeah. How do you find time to spend quality time together as you're both so busy?
We're really lucky because with the part-time job that I have right now, he ends early, so he starts at 6.
Mhm.
He ends at 2:30. Me, I can go in whenever, so I just
Sure.
like map it out so we're off at the same time.
Yeah.
And then we have the evening to spend together.
Yeah,
We're
that's
probably in the studio, we're probably at the gym, but like
Yeah.
we're together, so it's
Right.
I don't know, it's nice.
Yeah, we got blessed
Yeah.
on that.
Absolutely, dude.
With our schedules. Because I hear a lot of couples that have like
Conflicts. Yeah.
conflicting
Yeah.
schedules, but
God bless
It's cool.
you.
It's cool. It works
we do
out.
a lot of movie watching
Hey, cool. Cool.
That's all we do, Netflix.
Quality time is good,
Eating.
and hot Cheetos. Man.
Yeah.
Culvers, that's where we're at.
Yep.
Dude, I know when I called you to set up this interview, initially we weren't gonna invite Coco, but I'm glad we did because
Yeah.
it's cool to have you both together.
Yeah, no. As soon as I seen that spot on the application, they're like, "Who else would you refer?" I was like, "Oh man, you gotta talk to my
My
wife."
wife, man, you put it right in there.
She's amazing at
That's
what
cool.
she does, and she's the most inspiring person I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was nice because we both kind of met just months into starting our passions.
Yeah.
So I met
Yeah.
Coco. She was just barely starting up
Wow.
with her classes.
Yeah.
I was barely starting up with my music, and so we've basically been there for each other since we both started. Yeah, it was just like a few months maybe.
Yeah.
But
Right.
and then to see each other grow is just beautiful, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's beautiful to watch from the outside too, looking in. That's so cool. So what are your dreams and goals for the future in both of your passions and as well as like for your family?
We've talked about this a lot, not recently, but like at the beginning of our marriage we did. And I don't have any kids, we're young. I'm like, I teach every day of the week. I was like, I'm gonna teach all I can while I don't have a kid to take care of, you know?
The kids in the back of the class.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, this is my nap time. But I'm just gonna like give it my all right
Sure,
now. And
yes.
when we decide to have kids,
Mhm.
whenever that happens, we've talked about it. We're like, all right, that's when you're just gonna explode. We've like visioned it. We're like, you're gonna
Mhm.
explode. We're gonna go on tour. I'm gonna have a kid.
Yeah.
I can like take less classes and just like worry about the family. We understand family's the most important. So
Sure.
once a kid comes and stuff, I'll obviously adjust. I think it'll be easy to adjust because we understand the
Right.
importance.
And you're already practicing about making time for each other.
Yeah.
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 That's super cool.
We've envisioned it. So hopefully it all goes out according to our
Yeah,
vision,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
that's
Well,
what we have in mind.
I don't have any kids either. I'm a 17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
But from what I have learned listening to other people who do have kids. Having kids is something that builds you into a better person. You know, just like every single challenge in life. So that means you're gonna be a better artist when you have a kid. That means you're gonna be a more powerful fitness instructor. You know what I mean? So you'll have the mama power or whatever.
Yeah.
So it really will be something that helps you to be better at your craft, just like you help each other be better at your craft as well.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, bro, that's facts. I've heard that too. I heard a lot of people talk about as soon as they had a kid, it just changed their whole mindset.
Sure.
And then their drive, because there's so much more. There's more people that depend on them now.
Yeah.
So their drive becomes stronger. And so and of course there's the but I don't think they should ever be referred to as burdens. But you know, people it's hard to manage time once a kid comes into the picture, because you got to do this and that.
Not a burden, but responsibility.
But it is a responsibility. But finding that balance, and once you do and master that, then that's when I've heard. I mean, I'm not gonna say I feel life becomes. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
So we can't wait to do that though.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're excited.
It makes it easier, honestly, I think, because with Heeva's music, he keeps it clean, he keeps it family friendly, so we can make our kids like a part of that.
Right.
And like fitness is always something that we're gonna want our kids.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't mean like go be the fittest person, but just like have a healthy body.
Yeah, all your
you know?
kids are gonna be athletes and singers and
We don't want to force anything on them, but we want them to like understand they can be a part of it because it's kid friendly. It's like family friendly.
And support them in whatever their passion.
Whatever they're doing. Yeah.
That's so cool. What does it feel like for both of you when you're in the zone of doing what you love? Like, describe that feeling, that moment.
Oh man, time just flies. I'm sure Coco feels that way. And I've fallen in love with what Coco's doing, because I was never a fitness person, man. I'm a couch potato, bro.
Really?
I love staying at home, listening to music, and because Coco knows I can stay home all day, bro. The whole day. I can stay home the whole day, just sit there, play games, and just snack away. But just, you know, working up the motivation to go to that. I've fallen in love with what she's got going on.
Sure.
But for me, it's as far as like writing. As soon as I like get into, sometimes it takes a little kickstart. Like I have to hear the right beat, or I have to write the right line, or like I write a line in a hook, and I'm like, oh snap, that's a hit, And then as soon as like I get like that a little adrenaline rush, and then like time just flies, because I could be writing, going. I'm recording inside my little home studio, and then all of a sudden I look at the time, and I've been away from Coco for like an hour and a half already. I'm like, oh snap.
I'm sleeping.
But I'm sure it's like that with everybody. Cause, I'm sure Coco's classes fly by when she's having fun, but it's just a whole different feeling, man. It's an adrenaline ruch. It's like a, I wouldn't say it like a high, but it's,
it should be.
It is,
basically
it is. And it's also like, I need it at least, to be a better wife and to be, in the future, a better mom. I feel like I need that hour of my fitness class because it's like what I love. It's for me, and I feel like we need to like love ourselves before we can love anybody else, honestly. So
that's been a wonderful theme throughout what you guys have shared. And it's a cool thing to do what you were made to do. Like there's a certain feeling that comes when you do what you were made to do that nothing else can give you. And that's a really powerful thing. So as our final question, thank you guys so much for all that you've shared. I've learned a lot, and marriage is far down the road for me, but I hope to have a marriage, you know, that's as powerful and successful as yours, where there's that support. So congratulations on that for sure. How do you make the constant pursuit of progress a part of your daily lives while still supporting each other?
Well, I mean, I think it's safe to say that we're not perfect. We've only been married a few months. I mean, not a few months, like 9 months. We're coming up on our year in June, but we're definitely not perfect. We still go through a lot of challenges, a lot of bumps and stuff. But it's the love that we have for each other that allows us to get over those trials and stuff. But as far as progress goes, with supporting each other and supporting ourselves, I feel like, what do I say? Just being loyal to ourselves and loyal to one another. I've found is the biggest part of it, because if you have integrity to do what you're supposed to when nobody's looking. If your partner's not there, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, and then knowing that they can have that trust in you, and that you can trust them. I feel like if you find that, and if you can perfect that, then it brings the biggest peace of mind I feel like a big part of progress is having peace of mind throughout it. Because
Yes.
if you don't have peace of mind while you're trying to progress, you're just not. It's gonna be impossible. You're gonna go crazy. And so you can have peace of mind in knowing that you're true to yourself. Like Coco said, I don't like to really cuss in my music, and that's nothing like against people that do cuss in their music,
Right.
because that's just what they've grown up around.
Yeah.
And I mean, I grew up around people that cuss all the time, but it's just everybody's backgrounds are different. A lot of people cuss because they're passionate. That's just the way they express their passion of the subject that they're cussing about.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
But just staying true to what I believe in, who and knowing who I am, because it's been challenging. Like there's been times where people don't want to rock with my music because it doesn't swear.
Yeah.
And like people won't mess with it because of that. And I've learned just recently there's nothing wrong with that, you know. And I'm so grateful for my wife, because she reminds me to stay true to who I am. And as I'm able to stay true to her, then yeah, it's just loyalty, man. Loyalty.
And that's in your music too. Talking about loyalty, that's so cool.
Yeah, because if you're loyal, love just falls into place. Because people always talk about loyalty and love, like which one's more important. But like if you're loyal, then love will automatically just come in, because when you're loyal to who you love. If I'm loyal to Coco, then she knows that I respect her.
Yeah.
She knows that I respect her, and then if she knows that I respect her, then she knows I love her, and so it just.
Right, they go together.
Yeah, bro. So I'd say loyalty is the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, kind of goes along right with it, but like honesty.
Yeah.
Because obviously we have to be honest with each other, with what we're doing, where we're going, all that stuff.
Yeah.
What our future plan is, but also, I think just being honest, like with ourselves. Like, hey Heeva, I don't feel like going to the studio tonight. Like that's gonna make me happier if I just stay home tonight and I'll go with you, or him.
Yeah.
My legs are dead from your classes. Can I just take a break? Like, I think just being honest will progress more, because we'll be able to feel that trust. Like, oh, we can be honest with each other. We don't force ourselves to you know.
Makes it a safe place.
Safe place. Exactly.
That's so cool. And that's hard to do.
Yeah. It is, because you don't want to make them go alone, or don't want to make them feel bad. But
but it's still a part of the support and having a successful relationship together. Well, thank you guys so much for modeling progress and for sharing it with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Great shout out the Progress Podcast.
Yeah, here we go. This has been Heeva and Coco. Thank you so much.
Dang.
You guys are good. Banged it out.
That was fun, bro.
Yeah, it is fun, huh?